I mean, the whole idea of how are you gonna make a mouse and an elephant have a wrestling match, right? It's staged. They've really thought it out. But before we go breaking this down and explaining this, just look at these poses. I can't take. I've made my drawings from frame by framing the thing as you always see me do, but I can't take credit for the because this is either Lounsbury or Nordberg or maybe somebody else. But I can't, just look at these poses. Look, nearly every frame is just an absolute work of art. And it's so, like, I was looking at that thinking, how are they getting away with that? The characters, the volumes change size intentionally. I talk about this in the advanced archive of the training library, about how we intentionally grow and shrink things to emphasize things. So they pick elements here where the elephant gets smaller, but you just don't notice. So here where he throws the elephant down, and then when he takes him on his back, the elephant gets smaller and the mouse gets bigger as he takes him on his back. But it just works, and you just go with it because everything is done with intention. Some of these the timing, for example, we're going to talk about that. I'm getting ahead of myself, but the timing is insane. We're going to look at the timing. I'm going to do a few frames. I'm going to break stuff down. But let's just first talk about some of the things going on here. So here we've got we're sticking in around two poses. And let's just look at this, right? So everything exists in a triangle, right? So we're just going to kind of watch how we're able to get a lot of movement happening because of the silhouette. A lot of the things people forget about animation is we look at what I talk about in real animator training is what I call the secret science of shape simplification, right? Now, shape simplification is there's one big shape made up of tons of little shapes, right? Drawing this mouse was actually really difficult because he's completely black from what so I've really had to kind of figure out where except for his head and chest, but his fingers and his hands I've had to kind of work it out. So all we've got really to go by is, I'm going to color in the negative space more so because it's easier, right? So let's just do a little bit. So the reason we can have all this stuff read is because it's just a big, massive shape with a little bit of negative space happening between it, right? Like that. So we're still seeing this whole triangle going on. And this is the important things, really important stuff, to understand how you can pull off so much movement with so few frames, which is a lot of this is on ones, and sometimes the elephant's on ones and the mouse is on ones and the elephant's on twos. So that's like you've got like this going on here where we've got him pulling the trunk and wrestling it. Now we break away from the triangle with, again, amazing use of squash and stretch here, by the way. So here we've got this trunk which is being squashing and stretching here, but it's kind of like going, you can see with the posing of the character, everything's kind of within the body, like, so you've got the chest of the mouse here, so the elephant's trunk is within the shape of the mouse's body here. So it's really strong posing. Now we change and we go into, like, he pulls the elephant down into a different pose here, right? So we've got this long stretching motion to separate the two. So the two are together, but now the two are separated. And we've got this is just absolutely stunning stuff where everything, you know, is, if I was to go like this and this, right, and this, you can see how everything just lines up just so perfectly. These poses are just absolutely outstanding. So you have this coming up here like this, right? So let me just go with that a minute. Let me go here like this. Let me go here like this, right? I think this would be like this would be like this, and this would be like this, right? Right, so we can just see what's happening with those shapes that are occurring between the silhouette of the two characters. Then he throws the elephant down. Again, just look at how everything fits so nicely, right? So you got his two arms here, and you got this shape here, and the elephant's head is just in there like that. Then you got his head on top, like that. So now he comes down and he starts wrestling, and this is the bit I'm gonna break down here. We're gonna look at this. So he starts wrestling with the guy, then steps on him and picks up his leg, right? So we're looking again at again this same triangle silhouette, which is kind of broken up, but we hit that triangle silhouette again in there, right? Then there's another breakage, but see, look at this, right? But we've still got that big triangle silhouette going on here. Look at this, just he's climbing the elephant, and the elephant is on there like that. It's just unbelievable. Every frame is a work of art, and there's no cheap smear frame here. There's no multiples here. This guy is animating everything, so it's cartoon mechanics, but somehow it feels like an elephant anatomy, right? And somehow he's pulling off that this mouse is crawling over the elephant and pulling his legs, and the elephant's body's turning, but it's all an absolute cheat, right? He's just cheating this body shape, right? So we just see that the elephant's got his leg there, right? Now we see the leg going here, right? So we've got this leg shape here, right? So we just keep watching that, right? And it just continues here, right? And then this one, he goes on his knee, right? Like this. Then we drop down, right? And we've got this clean shape in there, right? Which is just a reverse curve, right? So actually it's not even that, right? So we've got this here, right? And we've got this here, right? So we're looking at that shape, right? So we're looking at that, we're looking at that, we're looking at that. Can you see how it works so nicely, right? So how you can, with the silhouette, by fitting everything in a silhouette, you're just literally animating that curved line, right? So then he comes up here and he starts pulling the leg over again.